Hi Aries, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for August. Hope you guys are all well. I am going to take a second to remind everyone that this is a general tarot reading, so it may not resonate with every Aries out there. So guys, just really take what resonates for you and leave the rest for another Aries, all right? So we're going to start with your current energy, Aries, and then we're going to look at the month of August, week by week, all the way to the end of August. So as a reminder, please don't force yourself into a reading or any part of a reading that is not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Aries? What would you like Aries to know for August? All right, Aries, you are starting out with the Ten of Swords reversed and the Nine of Wands reversed. You're knocking it out. I can see that you've been very, very hurt. You've been very hurt. There's been a very painful ending that you're recovering from. It's kind of left you not trusting the world a little bit or trusting others, but you are overcoming all of this. It's been a while. It's taken a while to get to this point, and I feel like you're exhausted. What's happened in the recent past? Well, you've either had an epiphany about the situation or you've discovered something, regarding this that caused the ending. Why is all this happening? Four of Wands in the reverse. There's that ending. It could have been the ending of a marriage. It could have been the ending of a long-term connection. It definitely affected your stability quite a bit as well. And I just feel like you're exhausted. You're exhausted from having to heal. You're exhausted from the pain. There could have been betrayal involved. And you're tired. You're very tired. What's on your mind? You have the Four of Swords in the reverse. You're ready to start moving back out into the world. This is, again, a card of healing. I feel like you've been kind of keeping to yourself a little bit, holding back, not really getting out and about. And I feel like there's some things you want to say. There's things that you want to do. You're kind of rejoining the world after doing so much healing. So let's see what August has in store for Aries. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Fantastic. Okay, so that's wonderful. This is wonderful. I love this for you, Aries. What this is indicating is after all this healing, after all this pain, you're turning a new leaf. Things are moving now in your favor in the month of August. Beautiful. Beautiful. And it looks like it is directly correlated to the fact that you're overcoming this, to the fact that you've done so much healing. So let me see how Aries is showing up in this reading. How is Aries showing up in this reading? The Star, another card of healing, but it's also that of your emotional balance returning. It shows me that you're hopeful here. Hope is returned. So I love this. Let's see the energy coming towards you in August. You could have a Pisces coming towards you, but with the Hangman in reverse, this is somebody who is enlightened. This is somebody who has been waiting for just someone like you. And this is also somebody who I feel like they've gone through some sort of an ascension. So, wow. Let's see what Spirit's advice is. Spirit's advice is the Four of Pentacles. Guard your energy. Be careful with your money. Because this is directly related to money as well, because it is earth energy. So be careful with your money and be careful like going out and about. Don't just like, make sure you have those boundaries up. All right, so in your outcome, we have the Six of Cups in the reverse, indicating that you are releasing the past. You're letting something from the past or someone from the past. You're releasing it. You're letting it go. Bottom of the deck is the Lovers. So again, I love this for you because this is indicating possibility that you're meeting a soulmate here. It could also indicate a huge decision in regard to love. And it's choices. It's having choices in love. Now, I do like in this particular deck too, we see this same angel here. And this angel is protecting you, guarding you, guiding you. And I do like that as well. So I just love the energy that's coming out for you so far, Aries. Let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Ten of Swords in the reverse? Ace of Swords reversed. Yeah, somebody wasn't honest with you. They weren't providing clarity. They could have even been directly lying. I don't feel like you're talking to this person currently. Nine of Wands, yeah, is clarified by Justice in the reverse. You could have been dealing with a Libra, but this is indicating that you felt like somebody had not treated you properly. Somebody mishandled you, basically. And I feel like this person, I keep hearing, you did me wrong. You did me wrong. That's what I keep hearing over and over. You did me wrong. You don't trust this person any longer because you know that this person is not behaving in a just manner, a balanced manner. They're not giving the clarity that you needed, or even the truth. I feel like you're not communicating with this person right now because you just don't trust them. Why is the moon here in reverse? Six of Wands reversed. You discovered something about this connection that may have been hidden from you. And I feel like at that point you were like, no, this is done. You could have also had an epiphany that no matter what it is that you did, no matter what it is that you said, that this person was never going to change. It was never going to be a balanced connection. And at some point in the recent past, you've decided that this is not a successful connection. But I feel like you struggled with that. Why is the Four of Wands reversed? Some of you could have legal issues going on with this person as well. All right, we have the Queen of Wands. There could have been some third-party energy that came into the situation. Some of you could have been dealing with a fire sign, Aries, another Aries like yourself, a Leo or a Sagittarius. But I do see that the reason for all of this, the current energy, is that you are now in a glow-up phase. After everything you've gone through, after all this healing, after this isolation and, you know, really kind of overcoming all these problems, I feel like you are now stepping into your power, Aries. You're trying to recover your stability back. And I got to tell you, people are really liking your energy. There's this energy of you glowing up. People like to be around you. They like your energy. They're drawn to you. You're charismatic. So that's why all this is happening. Let's see what's on your mind. Why is the Four of Swords in reverse? Yeah, you don't want any conflict. You're avoiding conflict, and you're also you're very clear here after all this healing that you're not going to be placed in competition with anybody. Yeah, so I feel like you have kind of gained your peace. You've stepped into your power. You're not talking to somebody because you just don't want to hear what they have to say. You don't want to have any conflict with this person. If you do talk to them, you're going to say what you need to say and you're going to be done with it. But you're avoiding conflict. You're avoiding any situation that puts you in competition as well. All right, so let's look at August for you. Spirit, show me August for the sign of Aries. Wow, the energy is really popping too. All right, let's see what we have, Aries. All right, so we have the Lovers in reverse. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Ten of Wands, Three of Wands reversed. Temperance in reverse. We have the Eight of Cups. No. We have the Moon. King of Swords, Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the World in reverse, Knight of Wands reversed, Knight of Swords reversed, and Judgment. Okay, so a lot of energy popping out for you. I feel like it's going to be a rather busy month. So I do see that with all the healing that you've been doing, I do see that things are now moving in your favor. It looks like you've stepped into your power. You have this really good mindset. So I do see things turning around for you, moving in a more favorable direction for the month of August. Now, in the first week of August, I do have to tell you, I see some problems here. It's problems either with a new beginning. It could even be like just a sexual connection. I'm not sure, because it looks like there's like this new beginning that's like really hot, like really kind of physically, how do I put this? Very physically exciting, but I don't feel like you're choosing that person. I feel like in that first week, I don't know if this is a one-night stand, if this is just somebody that you've run into. It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. It could be something that initially you felt very passionate about, but then you give it a little bit of time and you're like, it's almost this impatience that I'm seeing in your energy. An impatience after going through all of this to have a new beginning. And I do see that there is something that starts up in that first week, but then you're very quickly, you're like, nah, it's not exactly what I want. There's a lot of problems with this. I don't want to deal with all of these problems. And so I feel like you go in another direction. I feel like you decide that this isn't for you. In the second week of August, I see you walking away from whatever that was. Yeah, and I feel like you're kind of doing it on the down low. I don't feel like it's something you really want to talk to anybody about. You're deciding that there's like this unequal give and take in it. You may decide that somebody you're dealing with here is a little bit unbalanced. Could be a Sagittarius, but I feel like, or a Cancer sign, but I feel like you're walking away from that in the second week. Yeah, and I also see you walking away from anything else that you feel is just not for you. It's like you have no tolerance for anything that is unbalanced by the middle of the month. Yeah, I definitely feel like that. And I do also feel like you're moving in silence here. You don't feel a need to let people know, what you're doing, where you're going, but you're definitely moving towards what it is that you really want, what you really desire. And I do feel like you're getting very honest with yourself about that. Now, in the third week, I feel like you're going to meet somebody here. So versus just somebody who you're physically attracted to, there's emotions with this. There's some kind of an emotional new beginning that's in the third week. It could be with an air sign or an earth sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely something happening here, and I feel like it's going to come out of the blue. You're not going to see this coming, because see, you've just walked away from something here in the the second week of August, and you're so busy walking away from that, dealing with that. You could have found out some things about that person, but regardless, you're busy and preoccupied with that. And whoever this new person is comes into your energy without you even being aware of it. But it's going to be somebody that you really do like. It's somebody that is honest, somebody that is grounded, somebody that is nurturing, good with money. Yeah, this person looks really good. Now, initially, they might not be like real emotional. They might be somebody that's strong and silent type, but as they get more comfortable with you, their emotions are going to come more and more to the surface. They're going to become more and more nurturing. So yeah, that third week, there's definitely some love that's coming into your life. Now, in the fourth week, the end of the third week going into the fourth week, there's some unfinished business that's still here. It's with this person that you're not talking to. That person could be wanting to come back into your energy. So be careful with that. And that's not for everybody, but it is for a few of you. That person is a player. That is the past person, and they're a bit of a player. They're not truthful. There's like a lying energy, and I feel like there was an argument with this person. So there is somebody that is trying to come back in your energy for some of you by the end of the month. For others of you, I just feel like, you're still dealing with the lack of stability, the outflow of whatever that is. If there's legal issues, those legal issues are not likely over either. So there could be a judgment call that you have to make with regard to this person from your past by the end of the month. So I don't feel like you want to talk to them. I don't feel like you're having anything to do with them, and you don't hold them in high regard. So let me see your energy here, Aries. Why is the star here? Yep, look at that. Queen of Swords. You have your guard up. All right, we have the Six of Swords reversed, and we have the Fool. All right, so you're showing up in your reading as being very hopeful, really much more balanced. You've gone through a lot. The Queen of Swords has gone through a lot. She's known as the heartbreak queen, and I see you've gone through some heartbreak here. But you've stepped into your power. You've gained a lot of healing, and you've gained your balance here. As a result, you're not going to just let anybody in. So I do feel that you are a little guarded of your own energy, but you should be. There is still some stuck energy. I do suspect it has something to do with this past person. There's something that you're not quite able to just completely move on from. So I don't know if it's legal issues. For some of you it may be, but it could be anything. It's something to do with the imbalance, or maybe it's just the fact that this person is still holding on to you energetically, and they are, by the way. But I feel like it's a little bit of stuck energy, probably around the middle of the month or the end of the month. But then we see the Fool here, and that's you taking a risk, stepping out into the great unknown, into a new beginning here. And I'm telling you, I feel like that's happening sometime around the 3rd week. Of course, everybody's timeline is a little different, but I do see a new beginning for you. So yeah, you've gone through so much, but keep your chin up, Aries, because you've got somebody great coming in. Let me see, show me who's coming towards Aries. Here. All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Cups, and we have the Strength card. All right, so you could have somebody coming towards you. I feel like this is the person from the past. This person, this is somebody who they can't let you go. They are stuck. They're stuck. They haven't been making any moves towards you, but they know that they want to be with you. And I do feel like this person has family or friends that are saying to them, hey, you know, what are you doing? Aries is over here going out, dating, and why are you letting Aries go? Aries is the best thing that happened. So this person is getting told by somebody that they've kind of screwed up here. So I do feel like this is somebody who has come, the past person who's coming back in to reconcile with you. They are working on themselves, by the way. I will tell you that. In all fairness, they are actually putting in some work on themselves. But I just don't feel like you're going to be interested. I really don't. Now, I also see that there's another energy that is coming towards you. Now, this is somebody who, you know, is doing well financially. They're very well supported by family, friends. In fact, I feel like you may meet this person when you're out and about. It could also be through internet dating. This is somebody who, you know, has actually gone through something of an ascension. This person is very enlightened, and they have a very good, strong, clean energy. I feel like it's this new person that you're going to be meeting up with in this 3rd week. And I do feel like this person has felt like their energy is stalled out a little bit because they haven't found exactly what it is that they're looking for. But they're going to when they meet you. They're going to have strong feelings towards you. So I definitely see both of those energies that I saw in your August cards as well. Let me see Spirit's advice for Aries. Show me Spirit's advice for Aries. You could be, it could be either the past person or the new person could be a Leo or a Pisces. All right, so we have the 7 of Swords reversed. We have the King of Cups reversed. And we have the 2 of Cups reversed. So yeah, Spirit is saying, why are you holding on to somebody when you know that they are deceptive, that they're approaching you, with passion, but not with love? You're not on the same page with this person. This person is not your soulmate, even though you may have thought that they were. So, there's an indication to guard yourself against any kind of deception. Guard yourself against people who are approaching you with passion but with no emotion. Make sure that you are on the same page. So let's look at your outcome. Show me the outcome for Aries at the end of August. Yeah, I feel like you were dealing with a karmic here in the past. All right, Three of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. And then we have that Nine of Wands in the upright. So you're letting go of the situation, because remember, we had crossing you, we had the Nine of Wands reversed. So you're resolving these problems. You're letting go of all of this. So the situation or the person from the past that caused you to have so many problems, that caused you to have such a, distrust, this is what you're letting go of. And as you're letting go of it and you're overcoming it, you've learned so much. And I feel like you're taking that away, away with you. This was a karmic individual, according to what I'm seeing here on the board. And I feel like you may have mistaken this person for a deep soulmate. Three of Swords is indicating that it is difficult for you to release all of this, to let this go, because it's been heartbreaking, and yet you're still choosing to do so. This person may have feelings for you, but they are not, their heart is not open. This person's heart is closed. There's almost a bitterness that I'm feeling, and that's what's caused the heartbreak for you. But the good news is, Aries, I can see even in your current energy that you've gone through all of this. The good news is that as you release this, as you let this go, then you're opening your heart for this new person to come into your energy. And I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. But I can see you doing the work. I can see you doing the healing. And you have a soulmate who is coming in. And this person is going to be awesome. Oh, look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Cups. This person is your Ten of Cups. This is underlying energy. And it indicates that when this new person comes in, it's going to make you ecstatically happy. It's going to be emotionally fulfilling. You're going to have the dream that you had always wanted. The family, the closeness, being able to move forward with somebody in an emotionally full, content way. So hang in there, because it's coming, and I know it's been difficult. All right, I'm going to pull you a oracle card. You have number 4. That's the reestablishment of your stability, by the way. 4 is always about stability. So we have call forth the waves. So let's read that. Give me just one moment. There are times when all is tranquil and beautifully so, and there are times when everything is simply too still and nothing has changed, because nothing has been done. Too much for too long has stayed the same, and now this denizen of the seas of energy which surrounds the realm is urging you to call forth the waves and to stir the world around you into action. For there is much to be done and many things which are bringing discontent, and yet everything is remaining the same, so much so that it seems that this stasis is natural, simply the way things are. But she, this being of the sea, is here to tell you that this is not how things must remain, and she will show you how to call up the waves of pure energy from within, the emotional energy which sustains and feeds you, the watery energy of memories, and the psyche which gathers its strength and pours through the world and lifts up everything that has stayed too long hidden, so it can be seen and changed with pure, raw energy. Call forth the waves now, my friend. Raise them high and let us see what power there is in initiating change, being active and courageous, and immersing ourselves in the pouring forth of the energy that has been too long held within, restrained, tethered for no good reason. Call forth the waves, connect to this primal tidal force, and know that no matter how formidable change may be, it is a living thing, unlike stasis and the quiet of intimidation. Rise up and see who joins you as you dare to take the ride of your own life, and upon the waves that you called up, you shall dance. Know that you are free and powerful being filled with instinctive energy, and others will rise to join you, and as you do this, your life will be filled with a new and cleansing energy. Wow, Aries, I don't even know what to say. That is so powerful. So, you know, you guys do that. Rise up. You've got good things coming. That Wheel of Fortune is now turned in your favor. August is going to be a fabulous month for you. All right, I hope this has been helpful. If you've resonated with this reading, Aries, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Aries, know that you are loved, and namaste.